Hello, my selfies. Welcome back to the Chief of Self podcast. I am Mads. So this concept has come across my desk multiple times this week, and that's like a little signal to my brain that I need to make an episode about it because I have a lot of thoughts. I first heard this from our Lord and Savior, Tinks. She made a TikTok about how everyone wants a village, but no one wants to be a villager. So that means that everyone wants community. Everyone wants connection. But we've kind of normalized canceling plans, overprotecting our peace, not wanting to feel like any inconvenience or any mild discomfort. We all want the group chat. We all want the girls' trip. We all want the best friends. But then we don't want to feel awkward or don't want to put ourselves out there. And trust me, I get it. I have been guilty of this. I mean, I've canceled on plans because I was too tired. I've, sat in LA traffic from Northeast Los Angeles to Venice and was like, why the fuck am I doing this right now? But I will tell you something. When I reflect back on all those nights that I just really didn't want to go, that I was really tired or just was like, ugh, I don't want to talk to people. Those nights have expanded my life. I have made the most genuine connections through those nights. I have felt invigorated. I have felt inspired from those nights. My life has opened up to opportunities because of those nights. Here is my playbook for not only how to make friends as an adult, but staying connected to people that you love and to your friends, and then actually building community instead of waiting for it to just like magically appear. Because the reality is that community doesn't just appear. You have to co-create it by being a villager, by being an active participant in your social life, in your community. Let's get into it. Part 1, normalize being slightly inconvenienced. So I'm going to start off with a story. I get asked to go to a lot of networking dinners, slay. And there was one that came to mind. It was a dinner that I was invited to by Wonder Ventures, this amazing VC firm in LA. I love the team. I've been to many events that they've thrown, and they're wonderful. So they invited me to a founder dinner. It's in Venice, very far from where I live. Peak traffic, had to schlep all the way out there. I was tired. It was, whatever, a busy week. But I made myself go. I knew in my gut. I was like, I didn't know anyone there except for some of the team members. So it wasn't like I had a crutch or someone to lean on. Like, this was just me walking in blind. When I got there, and at first I was a little uneasy because, again, didn't know anyone. Usually when I go to a founder dinner, it's like female founders. I might know one or two people. It's kind of like the recycled people. But this one was brand new, which also was a little, scary. But what came out of that night? A connection I made with someone who's going to help me start this female founder dinner series that I want to start. A guy who does content and like hacking for content and social media growth. And then we got on a call later that week about how I can grow on Snapchat or like certain hacks for growing on TikTok. Coming out of that dinner, I felt so invigorated and energized and inspired that I completely forgot that I was tired, that I completely forgot about the traffic. And I can tell you about countless other nights that this has happened. It typically happens every time. And sometimes it doesn't, and that's totally fine. Sometimes I go and I'm like, ooh, that might have been a waste of time. But again, it's not even a waste of time. It's all data. It's all for your personal directory of networks and connections and people. Like it's a numbers game. Like you just have to have this repetition of putting yourself out there and showing up and showing face. I want to tell you that every time I push through that little bit of resistance, that little inconvenience, every time I walk away, again, with a new opportunity, a new connection, a new learning, anything. Like it just is, it's expansive in your life in every single way when you can push past that resistance. You cannot build a social life by saying no to everything that requires effort, right? You won't get the community you're seeking without the micro discomfort that a community requires. So just get really comfortable with that discomfort. Get really comfy with the inconvenience of, I'm tired. There's traffic. It's raining. Doesn't matter. I'm going to still do it. Now let's talk about adult friendships. This is my number one rule for adult friendships. And I have created an entire company that is essentially about making connections and discovering. And a lot of that has to do with helping people make friends and sharing events that are happening around Los Angeles that people can go to and make friends at. A lot of people also make their friend groups at Camber events that I put on. So not only through Camber am I building the village, but I'm also like a villager within it. It's kind of like a weird thing. So with Camber though, a lot of people come to our events and then find their friends. If they're new to a city, they'll come to one of our events and connect with the people that are there. And the reason that is because there's a shared common interest. When they come to a Camber event, let's say we're doing a walk club. They know that everyone there follows Camber. They know everyone there loves to discover new restaurants, loves to explore, loves to go out and do things, okay? That's a common interest that every single person there has. Already, 80% of the awkwardness is gone because you have that common interest. You could go up to any person at a Camber event and be like, what was the last greatest restaurant you tried? And I'm sure that would spark like a whole conversation and a dialogue and connect you with that person. First, find the things you love. And then find where the people who love those things are gathering. Obviously, Camber is only Los Angeles, but you could do this in any city that you live in. Let's say you love romance novels. Okay, find a book club. It's such an easy TikTok search, Instagram search of just book clubs in LA, book clubs in Seattle. Go to a book club. If you love ceramics, go to a pottery class. And this is my other big rule about adult friendships. Approach it like freshman year energy. So remember when you were a freshman in college? And you would just say hi to everyone, right? You were on the elevator, you were in the hallway. You would just say hi to anyone and everyone because you were new, because everyone was new. So when I walk into a space where everyone is new, but we're all there kind of congregating and gathering because we have this common interest, be the one that just says hi first, right? Everyone else is waiting for someone else to break the ice. So you could be that person. Just kind of pretend like you're a freshman in college and just be like, hi, I'm Maddie. Oh my God, wasn't this book so amazing? I'm so excited to talk about it. I loved X, Y, and Z. Just really being that person that breaks the ice. I promise everyone around is like waiting for each other to do it. So why not it just be you? Another way that I've made friends is through the internet. And you might be like, duh, Mads, you're an influencer, you're a content creator, you're talking to people on the internet all the time. You do not need to be an influencer or have this be your job to connect with people over the DMs. And the amount of people that like I've genuinely felt connected to them because they like the same things as me, they post similar things to me, or they are just really engaged with a certain topic or a certain interest, like workout classes or books or something. I will just engage genuinely with their content and I'll slide into their DMs and say something like, okay, I swear we'd be best friends in real life. Like we love all the same things. And then once there's a dialogue going on, what I will do very specifically, instead of just saying, we should grab coffee sometime. No. We should grab coffee sometime. I'm free Wednesday at 2 or Friday at 9 if either of those work for you. Be so specific because that just shows that you're actually interested and being super proactive. And then this last part, people love when I do this. I mean, I do it just out of like necessity, but people love when I do this. Once you decide on the time and date and whatever the place that you guys are going to meet, ask for their email to send them a Google Cal invite. Say, hey, what's your email? I'll send you a Google Cal invite. People, because if you're anything like me, like if it's not on the Cal, it's not happening. What that shows is that you're committed, you're not flaky, you respect their time, and you're actually going to show up. All right. This is the biggest hack to fostering friendships, definitely ones in the beginning, to show that you really, really care about this person and their time. Now let's shift to a very hot take that I have. I think we've taken protect your peace a little too far. We have started to label mild discomfort as unsafe, but meeting new people is not unsafe. Showing up alone is not unsafe. Being awkward is not unsafe. Sometimes the thing that actually protects my peace is that connection, right? So like anytime I leave an event that I feel inspired by, that the people get me, they understand my world, honestly, that regulates my nervous system more. That protects my peace more. That's what fills up my cup. So before you cancel, ask yourself this: how did I feel last time I showed up, but I didn't want to? So think, just even a thought exercise right now. Think back to the last time where you really didn't want to show up to something. Maybe it was a birthday party. Maybe it was going to a brand dinner. Maybe it was meeting up someone to network and you really didn't want to because you were tired, because you just, the slight inconvenience of the traffic. Think about it and then think how you felt afterwards. So I always, as I've documented throughout this episode, after those dinners, after those meetups, I just, it fills my cup. I feel so alive and like myself, and the connection is like really, really what honestly like makes life worth living. I know that's so cheesy, but it is. So think about that last time that you didn't want to go and you did, and how did you feel after? And then think about that feeling before you cancel. Now let's talk about maintaining friendships. People ask me all the time how to maintain friendships when you're so busy. And I have found that it's actually those micro moments and not these like grand friendship gestures that keep the momentum of the friendship going. So a couple tips for you. One is car check-ins. Like, this is something I definitely want to get better at, but my best friend Brett is the queen of this. She uses her time in the car. She might be driving like an hour for a commute, and she will call everyone she loves. She will use that time to check in and call people like that. I'll always call my dad or my mom while I'm in the car. Sometimes I don't like to get like spontaneous calls. I usually don't answer them, but usually a parent, a sister or brother, they will answer and like just want to chat you up. So that's always like an easy way to just jump into someone's life and catch up. The next one is the thought of you texts. So I have a rule with myself where if I think anything nice about someone, if it just came up naturally, if I saw that they posted a huge milestone on Instagram, if I saw something in the wild that reminded me of them, I will text them. It is such a small thing. And this is the kicker. You cannot expect anything in return. This is not some sort of like value exchange. This is purely for you to show them that you care and that you're thinking of them. So proud of you on this. Can't believe you did this. I love you. I just saw this really cute makeup bag and I feel like you would love it. Just these little thinking of you texts are so micro and take you 5 seconds, and they don't need to spiral into a whole conversation and a back and forth. It can literally just be thinking of you, love you. All right, this is my signature. This is my go-to. I call it the $5 coffee Venmo. When someone is having a hard time, let's say someone texted you and they're just like, I'm not feeling great, I'm in a funk, whatever. Just something is just not working out with them and they are not feeling it. I will send them a $5, a $10 Venmo and say, coffee on me, lunch on me today. You do not understand how powerful this is. It lights up that person's day. It is the smallest fucking thing you can do, but it changes the trajectory of their day. That is something that is so in everyone's wheelhouse and is so easy to do if you just want to like insert a little gratitude into your friend's life. Now let's talk about how to create a village, like being the actual village creator, if you will. Basically the community leader. If you love to host events, if you want to be the one that facilitates the village and the community. As I mentioned with Camber, we are kind of that, right? So I want to give an example of a Camber event that I hosted that made me think, yep, community is real. People want to connect. I just have to create the container for it for them. So last year when we were first starting camberplaces.com, our new web app, when we were starting to develop it, we made a call out to our community and said, if anyone wants to give feedback, if you give us 30 minutes of your time to talk to our developers, we will host a dinner for you. So we'll put together this like intimate dinner for everyone that participates. And yes, of course, these people were in our community, but we hadn't really talked to them before. We made sure that none of them were our like close friends or that we knew too well. Lauren and I, put together this very intimate dinner. We did it at like a chic restaurant, and going into it, I was a little nervous. I was kind of not dreading it, but I was just like, I'm not going to know anyone. Like, will this be weird? Will it be awkward? I don't know. Da, da, da. When I tell you, I've never felt more jazzed, more lit up than this intimate dinner. And I tried to pinpoint what it was. And obviously, it was because these people shared the values and the mission of Camber, of what me and Lauren are building. They cared so much and are so passionate about what we're building that they wanted to dedicate time to making it better. They wanted to hang out with us in an intimate dinner setting and hang out with other people and connect that way. Like this small group of people, it was electric, honestly. And it's just people who share the same interest of Los Angeles restaurants and recommendations and discovering this city and exploring. But somehow it felt like we were all like family. It was very surreal. We did a little icebreaker, which was so fun, of like, what are you gatekeeping right now? Like, what's a restaurant that you're gatekeeping? Or where I think we did something like, what's a hidden gem that you just like won't let go, or something like that. And it just gets the conversation going, because this community of people who follow Camber, like, they are very in the know. They are very in touch with what's going on in the Los Angeles landscape. And so we just were all able to just rattle off and just blah, 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 yap, yap, yap away. And it reminded me that people aren't resistant to community. They're resistant to awkwardness, right? Like, if you really boil it down to why maybe you haven't gone out to the event, or you don't want to go somewhere alone, or you just think that to take the easy way out and cancel because you're tired and you've had a long day. What does it boil down to? Your fear of being awkward, your fear of having an awkward moment, your fear of maybe wasted time, or maybe there's a fear that you might not connect with people. Like, the issue though is you will never know. You will never know until you go out time and time again and try. And I guarantee you, more times than not, you are going to find something to walk away with, whether that's a new connection, new friend, a new book recommendation, like whatever. You're going to walk away with something tangible and valuable. It's just we let this fear of awkwardness and discomfort and this slight inconvenience just overpower us. And then we disguise it as protecting our peace, right? So be super, super honest with yourself. If you really want a village, if you really want a community, you have to be an active participant. You have to co-create it as a villager. And if you're the one that wants to create the village, essentially, you're going to create that container, that safe space, that environment for people to meet you halfway, right? That's what I've learned as being a village leader, if you will. So to summarize, say hi first. Send the Google Cal invite. Don't let awkwardness pass you by, and don't let your fear of being awkward hold you back from incredible connections and opportunities that you probably would have otherwise been let out on. And lastly, just normalize being mildly uncomfortable or slightly inconvenienced. I promise it will expand your life in so many ways. Wow. This episode, I think, was one I was really excited and really nervous to record, because it's something I've fallen victim to and I'm guilty of. And it's a great reminder, but then it's also, I look back and of all the times I did push past that resistance. And it's so beautiful to think of all the network connections and all the people I've met. And I think it's been my superpower in building a business. It's been my superpower in my life of how deep my network is. And it's not just from like a professional sense, my personal network, just I pride myself on it. And it's because I continuously put myself out there and just showed up. So I hope this helps. I hope this helps with making new friends as adults, because I know it is fucking hard. I hope this helps you, get over that fear a little bit. But I love you. Let me know what you think about this episode. On Spotify, you can comment, which is so lovely. So I'll respond to any comments that are there. And I hope to see you next week.